Good morning.
Good morning.
Today is July 11th, 2014. My name is Tommy Cisna, conducting an oral history interview at the Illinois State Convention in Springfield, Illinois, with Betty Peterson. Did I get your name right? Okay. Good morning, Betty.
Good morning, Todd.
How are you doing?
I'm doing everybody I can.
That's good to hear. I like that. When did you serve? What era did you serve?
I was in World War II.
World War II.
44 to 46.
44 to 46. Now that would have been, now were you, what branch of service?
I was in the United States Navy.
The Navy.
I was a wave.
A wave. Okay. That's familiar. I love the History Channel, and I love, do you know that a wave saved my life? I had a a stroke at a state convention, same thing here, and she noticed me outside the hall and said, "Tommy, do you feel okay?" And I was having a stroke at the time, and so I got a special affection for waves.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Did you volunteer?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because I figured I could do something to help our men that were fighting, took their place so they could fight.
Kind of a brave thing to do at the time.
Although my mother didn't want me to go.
So you were living at home?
I was living at home.
And how old were you?
I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah, 18. And then I was in for 2 years, so that made me 20 when I got out.
So did they have, where were you living at the time?
I was living in Joliet, Illinois.
Not very far away, actually.
Oh, that's right.
A big city. I mean, it's probably good size at the time also.
They have a big penitentiary there.
Yes. Yes.
That's what we're known for.
Did you? I'm sure at that time the war was on the radio. Did you have television?
Oh yeah.
So you knew what you were getting into.
Right. You're right.
Was the recruiting office there in Joliet just down the?
I went to Chicago, Illinois, for the recruiting office. They have one in Joliet. I don't know why I went to Chicago.
So you had somebody drive you there, or did you drive your own car?
No, I took a train.
Oh wow!
I walked to the train station and took a train.
Packed your bag and said, "I'm going to go volunteer."
Right.
Just like that.
That's right.
My goodness, Betty, that's well. Thank you very much for stepping up to the plate.
It was an honor.
You didn't go with a girlfriend. You just
No, I went myself.
Wow.
My girlfriend is the one that talked my mother and let me go. She lived in Elgin, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
At one time I lived in Elgin with her. So she talked my mother. Because my dad worked nights. My mother didn't want to be alone. But she consented.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I had one sister that passed away.
I'm sorry.
No brothers.
Well, that was still very admirable to do that.
Yeah.
Now, determination, and I got to keep referencing the time in the 40s like that for a young girl on her own to just set out with a bag in hand and ride the train by herself. And have you ever been away from home?
I lived in Elgin, Illinois. That was as far as I did at the time I was at that age.
Stayed with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been overnight away from home,
Right.
A little bit.
About
Okay.
2 years, I think. I worked at the Elgin Watch Company.
I know where that's at.
Do you really?
Yeah. Actually, I do.
That's where the casino is now.
Yes. Yes, it is. I've been up around Elgin, some Legionnaires and Sons.
Oh, okay.
We've had Sons Convention up in Elgin
really?
before, so yeah. So it was.
That's nice.
It's a familiar place. I mean, it's a big city.
It is.
I mean, so Chicago's a lot bigger.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So did you found the recruiting station through the newspaper or phone book or?
I think I found it through the phone book.
Wow. So, paid your own way. You had your own money to pay for your train ride.
Right.
And you got to the recruiting station and just knocked on the door and said,
Yeah.
"Here I am."
Yeah. Then I had to wait after my interview. Then I had to wait till they called me I didn't go that very same day. You know, I didn't go to the camp that same day.
Right.
So we finally took a train, I don't know how long after, from Chicago to, I think we went as far as Washington, D.C. on a train. And then from there we took a, what do you call these things? Not a barge. It was like a boat to Norfolk.
Oh, wow.
And we got in quite late. There was about 3 or 4 other women with me. And when we received at our station there, all I heard, "You'll be sorry."
From
the rest of the people that were in we were in Queens, Cunner College.
Oh.
And you'll be sorry. That's all I heard all night long.
You'll be sorry.
You'll be sorry.
So did they house you? Well, now you from the they interviewed you, signed you up, said you're good to go, and then that's when you got on a train to Washington. Was there very much of a break from the time you walked in for your interview?
No.
Okay, just a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you got to see a little bit of Chicago life.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, still on your own dime.
Yeah, I know. Still on my own time.
Huh. Very commendable.
Quite an experience.
Yeah. Chicago's a big city. There's a.
My daughter works in Chicago at the NBC building.
Okay. Okay. So you've been back to Chicago several times.
Oh yeah. I don't like Chicago, tell you. I'm not a lover of Chicago.
Too big for me.
Too big for me too.
Yeah, I live in a smaller town. I like a little less traffic than what that.
Go.
So on to Washington. You've never been to Washington.
No.
Did they give you a chance to see any of the sights?
No.
Just catch this train and then now
That
the train
was it.
here and now you're at Norfolk.
That's right. The hellhole of America.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, they had signs on the grass, no dogs or sailors allowed. No, that was not very nice.
What? Where's this, on the base? Or
Around the neighborhood, on the grass.
oh, outside the base, no dogs or sailors.
Mm-hmm.
I
think that was cruel.
kind of biased.
Yes, it was.
Norfolk's that's a big base. I mean,
Yeah.
that place is huge.
I know, I was there, we went back about 3 years to visit. And it's changed a lot. It
Oh, has it?
really changed.
Okay.
We lived in barracks, but I couldn't find the area at the time where they were, if they were still there, you know.
Now, the barracks, I've talked to, and this is a little different for me, a female veteran versus the men.
Mm-hmm.
But the barracks you speak of, were they still the 2 bunks and a whole bunch of people and housed in?
Yeah, we had two bunks we had 1 bunk in each dormitory.
Okay.
We had a top and bottom. We were on one side of the building, and then the other side of the building was the Lady Marines. I don't know what they were called, I can't remember.
Wow.
I don't want to say gyros. I think that's a men's description. So they were on the other, but we never had that much love for one another.
Oh my.
No.
But that's just on the other side of the building.
Yeah, it was just it had a hallway that divided the 2
Oh wow.
branches.
How many women on your side?
On site? Oh, offhand I can't remember. Maybe 20 or something like that.
Now you didn't have a drill instructor per se. I mean, this is basic. You went to basic training.
Yeah.
Be a wave.
Yeah, we were at Hunter College. That's where. I'm going back. When I got to Hunter College, that's when I said you'll be sorry. I got that wrong.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we did have training every day, parade rest and exercise.
Oh, so you were trained like the men.
Yeah.
Reveille and.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and then we had to we had pictures of different ships and planes. We had to identify them so we'd know in case something came aboard. After 6 weeks of training, then we went to Norfolk.
Okay. Now, being a, I how do we put it, an integrated, I mean, it was an all-male service and very small percentage of women in the service. I mean, were the, delicately asking, how were the guys around having girls on the base?
Well, on the base they treated us well.
Okay.
I can't complain about that.
Okay, so it was all respectful and.
Right.
Okay.
Yes,
No,
there was.
no knocking on the doors late at night or.
No.
Were there any girl shenanigans during basic? I mean, anything at night?
No, they were pretty good.
Okay.
They were pretty strict with us.
Oh, really? Well, you had a good regimentation. Up early, you eat,
That's right.
your training and lunch. Now, did you use the same chow hall as the men did? Okay, so everybody.
Yes, everybody together.
Okay, everybody filed in. And,
Right.
Okay. Well, that was.
It was good. It worked out well.
Okay. Did good food? Do you remember the food there at Norfolk?
Mm-hmm. So.
So. Military food.
Right.
Now, was it the metal trays that had all the little dividers?
Yeah.
Okay. You just walk down. They put a little bit. Plop, 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 plop.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a movie theater there. This was in Norfolk.
Yes.
On the base.
Mm-hmm.
We had grocery stores, big stores like Jewel. They call them, what the heck do they call them? Commissaries.
Oh, yes.
At that time I worked as a cashier like an ordinary person would work in a jewel store.
While you while you were at basic?
Yeah, so I had a job to do.
Oh, okay.
But when I first got to, the word isn't got, to Norfolk, I had to scrub toilets, clean house, and I said, what in the hell am I doing here?
Wow, okay. Well, you went and got a job that made money.
Yeah, so then I did get into another job. We had lots of free time. We would go in the town, to eat or go to a movie. And then we had time on a weekend, we would go to Virginia Beach or somewhere around.
Mm-hmm.
So we did have free time.
Did you got there and they issued uniforms?
Right.
Now, were they dresses or were the slacks?
It was a skirt.
A skirt.
Skirt and a jacket and the caps and the ties. The whole works.
Oh, really?
The whole works.
How many sets?
2.
Mm-hmm.
You had summer and winter clothes.
Okay. Well, they had a laundry there, so you could.
Oh yeah. Well, we did our own laundry.
What? Really?
Yeah. Well.
Oh, that's not what the guys were doing. They tell me they had a place they dropped their stuff off at.
Well, I'll take that back. We did our own personal stuff.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
underclothes and stuff like that.
But
We did have a laundry.
Okay, but they had a laundry service.
On the base, yeah.
Okay. I've seen pictures through the History Channel of both ways in skirts and then the waves in slacks also.
Yeah, we also had slacks.
Oh, you did? Okay.
At a later date. At that later time.
Okay. 8 weeks of basic. Away from home, long way away from home. Any of the other girls homesick or?
Not that I know of.
Okay, were you?
No.
You were?
No, I lived away from home when I lived in Elgin, so I was used to being on my own.
Well, yeah. I mean, any young girl that took the train to Chicago to sign up, I'd say.
Yeah. So anyway, I did have a free time or leave to go home to see my parents.
Okay.
Took the train from there to I took the train to Joliet, Illinois, and I walked. My parents didn't know I was coming home, so it was quite a walk from the train station home.
Well,
I walked with my suitcase.
Well, I was gonna say you walked there when you enlisted.
I walked all over. Now I don't like to walk.
Had you rode home while you were in basic?
Did I ride home? Oh,
Well,
yeah. I even made a record, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Remember that song?
Yeah.
My mother cried, I cried, my dad cried.
Oh my goodness.
It was a sad record.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you surprised them with coming back on. You have 10-day leave or?
10
okay.
days.
Now,
I
did
know my parents were very proud when we went to church. My dad said, "You sit next to me." So I said, "Okay."
Really? Well, and you came home now. Like you came home with your uniform.
No, I did.
Because all the personal clothes are left behind.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we had to pack them and mail them back home, the old ones. But after the the war was over in '46, and then we were allowed to wear civilian clothes.
Okay, but you served during wartime.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, in '44.
44 to 46.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How was it when? Okay, you came back during basic, so you're in your uniform. How did it feel any different when you went to church with you? I mean, your parents, of course, were obviously proud of you.
I was proud too.
Were you?
Because I was the only person from my class to be, as a woman, to be in the service.
Really?
I mean, there were men, of course,
right,
that were in the service, but I was the only woman. So I was quite an honor.
Yes.
It was good.
I imagine the entire neighborhood was proud of you.
And being of Polish descent, that's
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, Polish descent. Immigrants came to the country and made a stand, citizenship, the whole 9 yards. I got nothing against all that.
Yeah. My folks were from Peru, Illinois at one time. But I lived in Joliet all my life. Well, now I live in a town called Crest Hill, but it's like walking from here to the door.
Oh.
So that they're so close.
Yeah, it's just a street apart anymore.
That's about it.
Yeah, one divides it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come back, did you see any of your friends when you were back home for?
Yes, I did. When I went to church. I saw quite a few friends.
You get together with your girlfriends?
Yeah, not really, just talked. Then I decided I better get work. So I went to work at the United States Steel and Wire. It was called American Steel and Wire. And that's where I met my future husband, because he worked upstairs and I worked downstairs.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
we went together for 5 years, and then we got married.
Oh, very good.
Then I had 2 wonderful daughters. Then I was divorced after 25 years.
Oh my goodness. Couldn't take it anymore.
No, that was enough. So then I lived on my own too for many years.
Well, good.
But I will say one thing. While I was in the Navy, we never had to take swimming lessons. Until this day, I do not know how to swim. We didn't have to take that course.
I was getting there.
Yeah. Never had to do that.
It's a famous question.
It is.
Because you're out on a boat, okay? Well, you know how to swim? Nope.
No.
Didn't show us how.
No. That's true.
That's what the life preservers, and this boat ain't going to go down.
Till this day, I hate water.
Really?
No, I mean swimming water.
Yeah. Now, you finished basic, and now any insignia? I don't know whether the Waves got patches or privates or what the ranks. I don't know.
Well, we have a patch. It was a storekeeper 3rd class that had like crosses, 2 crosses, I think, and that was the only patch I had. 1 patch.
Okay.
What else can I tell you?
I mean, the military is all about the buttons and brass and insignias.
Right.
Now you have the Navy emblem on your uniform.
Right.
Okay. What type of shoes?
Just regular black Oxfords.
The flats.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some with the ties,
Mm-hmm.
and some regular, just a sandal.
Now is that what you I mean, you did march.
Oh yeah.
You
Hot sun, but it was fun.
It was fun.
You learn how to take care of yourself and responsibilities.
All this in 8 weeks at basic.
Right.
Any of the girls that you remember?
Well, there was one young lady. We had to wash the scrub floors and everything, and she was she came from a very rich family from Chicago. And she didn't know how to scrub a floor. So I had to show her how. And she put the water on the floor and left it there. Went to another area. I said, what are you going to do with that? I don't know. So I had to tell her, you have to wipe it and get it dry.
Yeah.
So she got out of the Navy. She finally got out of the Navy.
Really?
Yeah, she couldn't cope with it. Because she had everything done for her at home, you know. Somebody gave her a bath and her clothes are all set.
Wow.
She wasn't a poor girl.
Well, I wonder why she signed up, or
The uniform and men, probably looking for men. I did date a few times.
Well, you're away from home. There's a whole big gaggle of them around.
Oh yeah. And then we had the USOs, so we always used to hang around in there.
The when you got done with basic, was there any advanced training?
Was there any what?
Advanced training?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Okay, so after 8 weeks, did you get a duty station, or did you get an assignment?
That's when we were assigned to Norfolk.
Okay.
Went from Hunter College in New York to Norfolk.
Okay.
And I stayed there most of the time. And then when I was discharged, I was transferred from Norfolk to Washington, D.C. And that's where my original discharge happened. And
Okay.
took a train.
Okay.
And on the train, I met a young girl from Joliet.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, there were two young girls that lived in Plainfield, Illinois, which is just outside of Joliet. They were twins, and they were in the same barracks as I was.
Oh, okay.
At the time, I didn't know who they were. I mean, I didn't know them.
So now
it was quite an experience.
Yeah. Well, now you spent 2 years there at Norfolk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you got to explore a lot of that base, I'm sure.
A lot of. What can I use the word? My mind just blank.
That's okay.
It's called races. Races. Because they were the blacks and the whites, and we were separated.
Oh, segregation.
Very sad. Very sad.
Even on the base?
No, not on the base, just in town.
Oh,
town.
Yeah, that would have been the era. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been that. That's a crying shame.
It was.
Yeah.
Because you know, where I came from, we never had that problem. Everybody worked together.
Yes.
You okay?
Everybody's a person.
Right.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking, but we all survived.
Yeah. Well, did you feel any of being a woman in a man's army or a man's navy? Do you ever feel any of the pressure, or I mean, you said the guys all treated you respectfully.
Never had a problem.
Very good, very good. Now, you wrote home. Now, did you visit home quite often while you were 2 years?
I think twice a year we had a leave.
Okay.
We took the train. People on the train would give us seats.
Really?
Yeah, when you first get on, we sat on our suitcases, and then people and some of the men in the service also gave us their seats. So you see, it was kindness.
Wow. That's nice. That's good to hear. Well, and at that time, you'd climb on a train, and there'd be several military.
Oh yeah.
I mean, traveling here, or they were coming to, or going back to.
Oh, yeah, quite a few.
Did and something else I'm interested in is the civilians when they were on the train. Did regular street clothes, or were they had ties and?
Regular street clothes.
Okay.
Well, it was. There are not that many businessmen because most of the men were in the service.
Okay.
So it was just local young boys.
How much? Do you remember how much it cost to get from Norfolk to?
No. I don't know. I can't remember if we paid for it or if the Navy paid.
Oh,
I can't remember that.
I bet the Navy paid for it.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
trains were the way to go. I mean, the
yeah.
automobile wasn't quite
No.
as popular as it is now.
No.
Or the roads weren't as,
No.
because the trains were, the passenger trains had a lot on it.
Dirt. Sometimes they're pretty dirty. You know.
Oh, really?
Well, the smoke from the engines, because that
Oh,
was.
yeah.
It's not like it is today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, air conditioned and,
Yeah.
and the air conditioning was windows open.
Right, Polish air they call that.
Really?
That's what we always call it, Polish air. You have your windows open at home. Oh, we got Polish air.
Did you ever get out on a exercise on a boat, on a ship, or did they?
No, just transportation from Norfolk to Portsmouth. There's, what do you call those? Not a barge.
That'd be some type of transport ship, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of ships there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of ships.
Did you ever?
I've been on ships. I've been on submarines.
Okay. There at the base.
Yep.
Submarines are kind of small, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live on that forever.
No. No, and it's tight. Everything. Well, they use all the available space on
There
them.
you go.
Ships the same way. Were there any aircraft carriers there that you got a chance
Yeah,
to?
right now I have at home the name of the aircraft, but I can't remember it now.
Okay. Oh, then you got to.
I had a lot of pictures. I had after I got out, I had ladies that I knew from being in the Navy. I stood up for a couple of weddings. The girls got married.
Really?
So I was a bridesmaid.
So you made good friends.
I had good friends.
Did you stay in contact all through? Well, you were there in their wedding, so.
Yeah, I did for a while, just by writing.
Yes.
Except for the couple that I stood up for the wedding, I went and visited them 2 or 3 times a year because they lived in Champaign, Illinois.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, they're both gone now.
You what?
They're both gone now. So what else can I tell you?
Well, that's wonderful. You kept in touch. You made lifelong friends while you were in the military.
I sure did.
Now, are you a member of the Legion?
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Long time.
How many years?
Let's see, 16, 17 years.
Very good.
Very good. I was the membership chairman for many years, but I figure I'm getting old, and somebody's going to have to take over. So
Well, now you
I finally gave it up.
you trained them though, right? Yeah.
I'm training him.
This is how it's done. That's what the sage advice is about.
That's right.
Is training.
I'm vice president, so I'm still active.
Well, good, very good. That's what active members are about.
That's right. Need more.
Now, do you have any your family involved in the Legion also?
And my young daughter, Laurie.
Okay,
The other one is that she's involved in other things.
that's fine. The Legion, any service organization will chew up free time if you give it.
Right.
You gotta know how
Take
to.
a lot of time.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta learn how to say no.
But it's worth it. It's for our veterans.
Oh, absolutely.
All the work is for them.
I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're when you served your time, you did wonderful service at Norfolk, and did when you got ready to be discharged. I mean, you knew the day was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Do you count down like all the other? Like I've heard they like I know how many days I'm down to 100 days, or I'm down to.
Well, you had it here in your mind.
Did you?
I was offered, I was asked if I wanted to stay in the Navy. And if I wanted to, I could have been transferred to Hawaii. But at that time, I wanted to go home because I was getting homesick. And decided I didn't like flying, so I didn't go to Hawaii.
Didn't like. Oh, in airplane. Had you been on an airplane at the base?
No.
Okay.
When I got home, I hate flying. And then, of course, this couple of years ago, I was on the honor flight. So I had no choice but to go on the plane.
How was that?
And we went to Washington, D.C.
Yes, indeed.
So I had to go on a plane.
But isn't
I
that
prayed a lot.
Isn't that a beautiful monument?
It was wonderful. It was the greatest thrill I think I ever had.
And the fountains all going. And now we got during the day, of course. It's beautiful at night also. It really is.
We left. No, we weren't there at night because we came home about 9 o'clock at night to Chicago.
Yeah.
But it was every man, any person in the service should go.
A lot of pictures. That big.
It was super.
That big wreath. It's awe-inspiring when you walk up on that monument.
That's right.
Oh yes, I've visited there also.
I think the one that really got to me was the Korean veterans. They were like statues, and they looked so real.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. You know, it was scary.
Yeah.
And I was told you don't come here at night.
No.
It was scary.
Yeah. And they have all the little bushes where those guys are, and they're very true.
Oh, I know.
The way the light comes through the trees.
Oh, yeah.
And you stand a certain way, and it kind of sort of looks like people creeping through the.
I know. You cry a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But did you see any more monuments while you were out there?
I went all of them. Washington.
Really?
We went to the where they had the space ships. You know, where what they call them, the astronauts,
Mm-hmm.
the ones they flew on. Some of the old planes that were engaged in the wars. That was interesting.
Wow, that was
interesting.
You had a busy day.
Oh yeah. We ate a lot.
Were you the only female on the flight?
I was the only female veteran with 90 men. With 90
Well,
men.
I meant female veteran.
Yeah, there were women on the plane also, but I mean, I was the only veteran. So when I was getting off the plane, one gentleman, he said to me, "Betty, will you marry me?" I said, "Sure." He already had 3 wives. So as we're getting off the plane, he said, "I think we better get divorced." I said, "I think so too." That was something. 3 wives and he's still asking to get married.
Well, some people collect stamps. And
Yeah, some collect wives.
Yeah, exactly. While you were at Norfolk during your service time, a lot of pictures. Did you take a lot of pictures with the girls?
Not too many.
Oh, okay.
Well, when we went on leave, we would take some pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and then we took some pictures in the barracks too. I have pictures.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice. Most of them are gone now, of course.
Well, yeah. They just stopped having birthdays, and you kept having them.
They stopped living.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate.
It is.
And that's the life is wonderful, but that's the unfortunate part of life that sucks.
That's right.
The older you get, you do lose your friends, but they stay active up here.
There you go.
They stay.
There you go.
I mean, I'm still a young pup, but I've lost friends, and
I'm sure you have.
they stay active in my mind.
Yeah.
That's what memory. That's what history's all about.
Right.
It sounds like you've had a wonderful military career.
I think so.
Now, when you got out, you're counting down the days. You had the days in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and you're homesick. It's a thrill down. Your parents knew what day you were coming back this
Oh, yeah.
time,
Uh-huh. But I still had to walk from the station. It was quite a walk from downtown Joliet to where I lived. I took the train from the station. I took a bus to where I had to get off to get home.
Okay.
Then I had to walk
Okay.
8 blocks.
Okay.
But I wasn't in my uniform. I had changed to civilian clothes.
Okay. Did you still have your uniform?
I have my tie and my hat, or my cap, and we had a flood in our house, and the flood ruined my clothes, all my Navy clothes,
Oh my.
except what I just told you.
Mm-hmm. You have something from there.
Well, and then at the Legion we had a reunion. Anybody that was in the service could come to the party. So I happened to have a blue jacket and a blue skirt, so I made made that up. And then every year on Veterans Day, in the hallway of the American Legion, everybody that was in the service has their picture put on there, men and women. So I was number one because I was the only lady.
Oh my goodness gracious.
There's a couple of women in the men's legion, and I belonged to the ladies auxiliary. So it was out in the hall there for quite a while. That was an honor.
Yes.
Because I was young. I looked young and innocent. Now everybody's, I don't believe that, Betty.
Yeah, but I'm sure that the determination, young and innocent, I'm so proud to talk with you. My goodness, you had determination and I don't know, courage at that age. And
I have Polish genes, Tommy. That makes me strong.
I would say I'm very impressed. in that year and at your age to march off and say I'm going to go make a difference.
Yeah,
yes, by yourself.
Right.
I
went by myself.
Did you got back home? Did you take any more schooling? Did you use anything of the GI Bill?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just went to work.
Come back and got a job, and that's where you come back, got a job, and that's where you met your husband.
There you go.
And started life.
There you go.
Did when you've seen, well, you've lived through several more conflicts, several more wars.
Right.
Did when Vietnam first started, did that bring up any memories or?
Not necessarily. No, I just felt sorry for the men that had to go serve in that atrocious war, or any war.
Yeah.
I want them home.
Yeah.
I want them all home.
Yeah.
Where they belong.
Yeah, but some of them, the government said, gave them a card and said you're drafted. I mean, you were one of the ones that,
because I did it on my own. The women weren't drafted.
Right.
They were just, you're on your own. Because a lot of the men in the World War II, they just got out of school. Some didn't even finish school and went right into service.
They took them and said,
well, you're going.
You're going.
You're on your own, kiddo.
Now you knew about the Legion. I mean, you came back. You're a veteran. I'm sure the Legion was in. Did somebody finally ask you to join?
Well, it's the funniest thing. I lived one block from the American Legion. And I had, this give me something to do. I only had to walk a block, so I just joined the Ladies Auxiliary.
Well, Ladies Auxiliary.
Yeah.
No, Legion.
Well, American Legion Ladies Auxiliary.
Oh, okay.
It's the auxiliary.
Ah, okay.
And then, as I was there, they had an opening for a hostess. So I took that for 8.5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I guess I'm a little confused. I thought you're eligible for the American Legion, for the Legion itself, not the auxiliary.
I could, but I didn't want to join the Men's Legion.
Okay. Well, and actually, it's not the Men's Legion; it's the Veterans.
Veterans
Yes.
Legion.
And that's why I was confused, because you are eligible, I believe.
I know. I didn't want to.
Okay.
There are not too many women in the Veterans Legion.
Oh,
There's a couple.
Yeah.
But I thought, no, I don't want to get involved with those men. If they have meetings, they're not going to listen to me.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Young gal that strikes off on her own like that, I think you might have something to contribute to that.
But the women that do belong to never come to their meetings. That's strictly men.
Well, and you joined the auxiliary and you've made a difference. I mean, you put time in and helped the organization out. So I think it was a wise choice. Did when you heard about this Veterans History Project, what did you?
Well, I didn't know if I wanted to participate, and I was kind of leery. Because the gentlemen that were down from where you were sitting, they were telling me about being interviewed, and I thought, I really don't want to do that. And my daughter Laurie says, go ahead. So here I am.
Yes, it's just talking.
Just talking.
Yeah.
It was kind of good, you know.
Does it?
Yeah, 'cause I never really talked to anybody about it. I told my children what I did and everything, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but not to outsiders. So, but thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome, Betty. You're welcome.
That's kinda
And it's
good.
been wonderful.
That's good.
It's always a learning experience. There were so many millions of veterans that served, and they'll say, well, I didn't do anything. You know, I've got nothing to say. Well,
Right.
you know, you raised your right hand and said, you know, I swear that I'll give my life for my country, and that's in itself something, you know, to me.
I know.
But I thank you very much for
Well,
stepping forward.
You looked towards the men with what hell they went through.
Yeah.
I mean, really bad.
Yeah,
you know.
there was
They
there's some that
It was awful.
yes.
In World War, well, all the wars. There's no point in wars.
Nope, they're not. Now, when you were at Norfolk, any did the USO? You said something about the USO. Any performers? I mean, did you see Bob Hope, for example? Did you?
No, we didn't see anybody.
Oh, they didn't have any.
No, not where we were.
Okay.
Most of them were overseas.
Okay.
And like Bob Hope, he usually went overseas.
Okay. They didn't come to the bases
No.
to.
We had like bands that would come in
Mhm.
at the USO and play,
Okay.
but no, not famous bands, just
That would-
local.
Oh well, that'd still be a
Yeah,
highlight.
but-
Yeah, live band and dancing and.
Good dance.
Mhm.
Have food.
Well, yeah. Kids
That's
getting
right.
together.
Yeah. we were old enough to drink.
Now, do they have alcohol there at the?
Oh, sure.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
If you're
yeah.
old enough to drink.
Huh?
If you were old enough to
Oh, okay.
drink, but at 18 they didn't question you.
I would think if you raise your right hand anywhere, if you're old enough to die for your country, you're old enough to have a
Yeah,
beer.
they did.
Um,
They did.
whatever about the age.
There you go.
Is there any one memory from or anything else that happened in Norfolk that you'd like to include or?
There was no sad parts.
Good.
No sad part.
Good.
Nobody that I knew passed away or anything like that, or got in trouble. I'll take one story. There were two girls, two wees, I should put, were caught in bed together. So they were kicked out, and they were stripped of everything that they had on. You know, the stripes, the pins.
Really.
Really, it was kind of sad. At
Wow.
that time,
All that.
gay thing wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It was sad. They caught them at the wrong time. But that was the only thing that really ever happened.
Okay.
That was sad. You know.
Yeah. Well, and
In front of-
at that time, at that time in the life of our country, that was.
And they were stripped in front of everybody.
Oh.
That's what made it so bad.
Oh, they just humiliated.
They were humiliated.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's that's sad.
That was it. That was the only bad thing that happened.
Well, good. I mean, you went. You had a good career. You spent 2 years at Norfolk, and now you lived in the barracks the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
And do you have your foot locker for your personal life? Did they do inspections like they do with
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They never tell you when they were coming.
Everything had to be.
Everything's your sheets had to have a quarter tucked under, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Perfecto.
Really?
Perfecto.
They do
That was when you were in training. When you were out of training, they weren't really that. They didn't watch how you were dressed or how you cleaned your. As long as everything was clean.
Okay.
That was it.
Nothing.
We cleaned it ourselves.
Well, yeah. Did any high-ranking generals come through for inspections or?
There were, but offhand I can't remember who they were.
Okay.
I remember when I worked at the commissary store. Our boss was I think a second lieutenant.
Oh.
He was our boss. Regular Navy personnel.
Okay.
I said I don't remember.
Did any of the girls? I know that the tattoo parlors were, the guys would all get tattoos and they were close by. Did any of the girls?
Never saw a tattoo.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that would have been taboo at that time too for a girl to show up in a tattoo parlor someplace.
And there were no weddings, so it was a different life.
Yeah.
Wonderful life. Sad life, because you were kind of homesick.
Yeah. Did any of the other girls? Well, you said the two. They kicked them out, and the little rich gal, she kind of
never heard from her. When she was gone, she was gone. That was sad because some people have a good life,
Mm-hmm.
I had a good life, but I knew what to do.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I was going to ask you, did it change the way you looked at life after, as a young girl going there, and now you've served and you're coming back home and you've done your time, you did your patriotic duty, you've served. When you come back home, did it? Do you have a different outlook on your life?
Well, you learn how to get along with other people. You're living with women 7 days a week, and you're always kind of leery because yak,
Okay.
Women, how can I put the word? They have nasty tongues at times.
Really? I was going to say.
They're gossipers, but that's the word I want to use.
Okay, so it's not just an urban myth.
No.
I was going to say I don't spend all day, but I've been married 30 years. But yeah, it's. I guess when women get together, they can be quite
nasty.
That's where they're quite catty.
Yeah, catty. There you go. Thank you.
I
don't think it changed my life that much because I was too busy working. Once I got out, I got to work and.
Oh, you had direction.
I mean, direction. I think I didn't have to work, but I thought my mom and dad can't support me forever.
Well, yeah.
So
I'll bet they were so proud of you.
They were. They really were.
That had to be wonderful. Military gal.
Yeah.
Oh heavens!
And the star in the window.
Really?
Yeah.
Put the blue star.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they brought that. Kind of revitalized that. That
Yes,
was a badge of honor.
It was.
My in-laws. He was stationed in Djibouti. He was in Naval Reserves, and that's what they got. We got him a blue banner, blue star banner.
Really?
Yeah. And his son was in Afghanistan, and so they got the two stars to put up. So yeah,
some places had these yellow ribbons.
Yes.
Remember that song, "Tie a Yellow Ribbon"?
Yeah. Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But it was. You see movies and such, and they've got that's the right in the front window. They've got the blue star banner up in front, and it's good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see, but that means that.
I'm glad it came back.
Yes.
Because for a while there they didn't have it.
Mhm.
Now they have special for Gold Star mothers.
Yes.
In fact, last night when we had our convention, they had a special dinner for Gold Star mothers.
Yes.
There was one woman who lost her husband and 2 sons.
Wow.
Oh.
Quite a sacrifice.
It was.
Quite a sacrifice.
Awful.
Oh, my. Well, I mean, your parents also, sacrificed. I'm sure they worried about you while you were gone.
Especially my dad,
Did he?
Because he was worried not only me being gone, but my mom being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Although I had a sister to live across the street from my parents.
Yeah.
So they kind of kept an eye on her.
Yeah, but it's not the
It's
same.
not the same. Not the same.
If you're not under that one roof,
That's right.
it does make a difference.
There you go.
But you got out. You led a wonderful life.
I think so.
Sounds like
I'm
you've
still
been-
enjoying my life.
Good, Betty. Very good. Is there? I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
You touched me.
Ah, thank you, Tommy. Makes me feel bad.
Is anything else you want to add to it?
No. And just feel that I'm still alive to be able to present my life to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank you kindly.
Yes. Betty, it has been an
Oh,
absolute
thank you.
honor. An
And you
absolute
too,
honor.
Rita. She's typing away here.
Yes. Okay, we are done.
Okay.
I'll click this.